Am I the jerk for beating my parents to the chase and moving out in the middle of the night? I, 18F, overheard conversations with my mom and my dad, 39F and 40M, about how they planned to kick me out shortly after my 18th birthday. The way they were talking about it seemed like they were dead serious, and the way it was brought up multiple times made it seem like they were going to kick me out too. So, I decided that I wouldn't give them the chance to kick me out and made plans with my friend Riley, 17F, to stay at her place until I graduated and moved into a college dorm or had an apartment of my own. Riley's parents were horrified by the thought my parents would kick me out the second I turned 18 and agreed to let me stay at their place as long as I graduated high school. Riley, her parents, and my boyfriend Cole, 18M, came after midnight to help me take my belongings to their car and drive me to Riley's house. My parents woke up in the middle of this and asked me what was going on. I kinda shrugged and told them that I was moving out before they could kick me out. My parents tried to deny this and attempted to stop me from leaving, but there was nothing that they could do since I'm a legal adult. By the way, I wasn't just going to leave in the middle of the night without any goodbye. I already put a note on the kitchen table where my mom goes to first in the morning, explaining what happened. Right now, I'm at Riley's house in their spare bedroom, and I've gotten bombarded with calls from my parents asking me to come back and not to tell my grandparents about this. In one text, my mom called me ungrateful for leaving in the middle of the night, and that she should have kicked me out sooner. Am I the jerk for not making dinner when my girlfriend said she would? I work from home and my girlfriend works in a hospital. Since I work from home, I normally do most of the household chores and whatnot. Last weekend, I was telling my girlfriend how I was feeling overwhelmed with work and all the things I do around the house, and I asked her to help out once in a while. She said she would try to help out more and told me she would make a surprise meal for the week. My girlfriend gave me a list of groceries she would need, and I bought it all on Sunday. She didn't cook on Sunday because it was too late at night for her to cook, and she didn't cook on Monday because when she got home from work, she was too tired to get started. This is where the conflict started. When she came home yesterday, she was in a bad mood and got mad that there weren't any leftovers. She told me how it's ridiculous, why I think it's fair for her to come home from work and be expected to cook. I pointed out how she said she would do it and even asked me to buy the groceries for her. She said I shouldn't expect this of her because she will always be too tired to cook right when she comes home from work, and I should have known that. I told her how unfair she was being and that she is playing games by expecting me to read her mind to know that when she says one thing she means the other thing. She said I was being a bad partner for not thinking about what she would need from me, and that in not providing her with food when she comes home, then I am just failing. She is at work right now and I am so pissed that I really just want to break up. Am I crazy here? Am I the jerk for saying my GF is close-minded and racist in a way? So me, M28, and my GF, F25, are on travels through Southeast Asia. We've been traveling a month now and we've had several disputes about her behavior towards local people and the cultures here. First, in Thailand, we had a big fight because she would insist on bargaining everything, eating in a restaurant, public transportation, etc. She straight up would refuse the price on tags, arguing it's all foreigner prices, just to scam you. In my opinion, there's no reason in trying to reduce the price off something that's literally already costing like $2. She tried to get boat ferries cheaper just because that's how these countries do. I can't comprehend why anyone would try doing this, as it's a company organizing the ferries, so a simple vendor can't just make a price up. Even if 100 baht less won't change anything in our budget. I always feel so embarrassed by this. On another instance, she made a scene because when we got to destination after a van transfer, there was a lady waiting to pick us up for free and bring us to our accommodations. The lady had to multiple times assure her it would be free of cost, and I had to talk to her for 5 minutes about how this lady is not going to abduct us and we could trust her. Today we got to Malaysia. She's hating it here, and literally not 5 minutes in the country she goes on a rant because she insists women are looked down on, don't have freedom, and she just can't be in a country like this. And also the streets are too empty, like WTF. That's when I got really angry. I feel like the women here have a choice of wearing a hijab because it's part of the culture. But nobody gets obliged to do so, just as the women here can drive, vote and do everything else a normal human is entitled to. That's when I called her a close-minded racist, exposed all the facts, and when she kept insisting I don't see how the women are treated here, I got so angry, reminded her how women in Afghanistan have to live, and stormed off. So am I the jerk? Or just overreacting? Am I the jerk for not letting my homeless ex-fiancé live with me? I 26F was engaged to 29M. I decided to end the relationship because of his extreme anger issues. He was very sweet and charming in the beginning, but when he became comfortable about 3 months into our relationship, the mask eventually slipped. He was living with his friend and said friend's wife when we met. He informed me that he was trying to leave the friend group and was looking to start over. He did inform me that they were bad people, but me being a let me find out myself before I make a decision person, persuaded him to let me meet the friend group. Turns out they weren't bad. He was a liar but held very explicit information from me. Things that I am too ashamed to mention here. I confronted him and them with said information, which they quickly explained and promptly ended their friendship with him. Because of this, he was no longer able to live with his friend. We are now no longer engaged and he has nowhere to go. I have my own home which I share with my minor child. I do not feel comfortable letting him live here with me, especially because my child has witnessed him getting angry with me. I do feel responsible for him not being able to live with his former friends because I confronted them with information he told me. I was so angry about the things he told me they did, and I wanted to defend him / call them out, but unfortunately hell is paved with good intentions. Am I the jerk for not wanting to spend every holiday with my in-laws? My fiancé and I recently moved to a new state pretty far from where he used to live, close to his family. We already had plans to visit them for 2 weeks in January, which I'm not super stoked about, but now he also wants to visit them for Christmas for a few days, which I wasn't really looking forward to because I want to spend this Christmas with just us this year. I like his family, but they are just very extroverted, a bit chaotic family, and I'm a fairly introverted person who needs space. My main issue is that he wants to fly up there and have us stay at their house with no car. Also, their house is full, so we'd be sleeping on the separate couches in the living room. I'm not really okay with that because his family doesn't usually go to bed until like 2 a.m. and they also wake up at like 6 or 7 a.m. and they have kids that will be running around and playing. Sleeping would not be happening. He knows this, and I offered to pay for the hotel room and rental car and he refuses it for some reason. His excuse is you don't need sleep because we'll be on vacation. I hardly see staying at my in-laws with no escape as a vacation. I'm frustrated because I feel like he won't work with me on anything. I obviously have the option of just not going and staying home, but then I'd be alone at a Christmas and for 2 weeks in January, and I don't want that. I've tried expressing how I feel about it and he just says I'm being crazy. I'm being told I'm selfish because I don't want to stay at their house, but I feel that I'm not asking for a lot. I feel that he isn't even trying to do anything to make me comfortable because he doesn't care. Am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for calling my husband inconsiderate for messing up our son's food order? I'm 44F, husband is 44M, sons are 11 and 13. 11 had some medical procedures today and asked for takeout from one of his favorite restaurants. I called my husband to ask him to order because I was driving. Husband ordered and picked it up. 11 asked for his chicken and husband brings him a wing. 11 starts crying because he eats drumsticks, like every kid. Husband only ordered a wing and thigh. 11 has always eaten the same pieces, drumstick and breast to be specific. Husband got mad that I didn't tell him exactly what to order. I said if you don't know what your 11-year-old eats then you don't know him. For background, we order from this place every month or so for over a decade. We each get the same things every time. Husband and I order equally. He handles the food, cooking and takeout, about 75% of the time. A little bit later I told husband that I don't want to fight, but this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say he's not considerate. That all three of us feel like he doesn't care about us when he does this kind of stuff. I told him that 13 said Dad always forgets the important stuff when he found out why 11 was crying. We all feel like he doesn't care when he forgets basic stuff about us. He dismissed me saying that doesn't mean I don't care about you. I said we feel like you don't care and you can't tell us how to feel. I've come to realize over the last year or so that my husband is inconsiderate, not just forgetful. Other examples, he will eat the kids' last of a food or snack and not ask if they want it. I had a leg injury this year, in a cast and walker, and he left things in the walkway, even after I pointed out there was stuff in my way and I can't get around. He had to take care of 13's birthday cake because of my injury and didn't get candles. 13 was upset and husband got mad that no one appreciates that he got the cake. We've been together 23 years and he's never gotten me a cake, let alone put candles in it. His birthday is 6 weeks before mine. I always get him a cake or special dessert, put candles in it and sing happy birthday with the kids. So am I the jerk for calling my husband inconsiderate over a minor thing like messing up a food order?